Welcome to the latest debacle in what is now known as the Tailgate Show solo version of myself. Bears Vikings, predictable outcome. Um, Once again, they give you chances. The team creates its own chances, but it also shoots itself in the foot. I don't get it. It's just poorly coached. Caleb's got hot. He's starting to throw like rocket balls when he needs to. He needs to put a little touch on it, and then when he doesn't see it, when it's right in front of him, that's frustrating. And it's all because I firmly believe it's all because of the guys in front of him. You can't get any consistency out of it because there's no consistency with the lineman in front of you. Amagaji gets beat badly. At that point, I'm like, off his blind side, doesn't even give him 2 seconds. And I'm gonna pick on Amagaji a little bit, but overall, I don't mind the idea of him getting some playing time now because Larry Borum's not the answer. Braxton Jones is hurt, so if you're gonna get his feet wet, now's the time. The season's pretty much done, and you hope that he's minus a cut. He didn't do great, but he didn't do god awful either. Minus a couple of, like, the whiff on the blindside sack is egregious at best. You can't have that shit. But then again, Braxton Jones does it all the fucking time, so how's that anything new? And then the play that I'm going to get back to on Amagaji later is the holding call in the red zone. That was an absolute fucking killer. Everybody wants to blame Dougie Kramer. What up, Cuzzy? What up, Cuzzy? No, everybody wants to blame Doug for not reporting, and yeah, it's pretty fucking boneheaded, but it's the Bears. I kind of just assume that they're going to do something stupid because they are like... I don't understand how poorly coached and fundamentals this team can be. The simplest thing, and I know Doug's just trying to get in there and he's amped. He's like, I'm going to get in the backfield, and maybe they didn't practice it all week and he just didn't think about it, but yo, you got a coach in your quarterback's ear until 15 seconds on the play clock. You got eyes everywhere. Say, hey, 68 needs to report. No. Nobody caught that. Nobody did anything with that. But they do score. But they have to. It gets negated because of him not reporting. And then you get the ball back down to the 3 on a swift run, but it gets negated because Amagaji has a 10-yard holding penalty, and the rest is just shit. It's just unbelievable. I'd say it's unbelievable, but it's totally believable. It's the Bears. It's the Bears. And I'm like rubbing my temples in my head because it's just like, what the hell, man? What the hell? I'm convinced that Tremaine Edmonds doesn't really do anything. He's there to scare people, not actually make plays on balls. Because if you look at it from a glance on some of his coverages, he looks like he's in the right area. And then quarterbacks just ignore it and say, I'm going to throw over top of you because you look like you're in the area doesn't mean you're going to make a play. And he hasn't. Let's call that what it is. He's not made enough plays for the money spent on him. You get a little push out of the defensive line, but not enough, and leave it to Aaron Jones to salt away the Bears' hopes, because that's what Aaron Jones does to the Bears. I don't know, man. You got to beat up Detroit team coming in. Everybody's going to like, oh, that defense, they're down to their third. No. No, you'll not get that out of me. Detroit will come in and handle their business because that's what Detroit does. They could be down to their fifth string, and all because they believe and they're well coached and they're disciplined, and they'll push somebody's buttons. And I'm gonna guess that the over/under on personal fouls in this game is gonna be about 2.5 to 3 by us, because we're not disciplined. We'll do something stupid. Just that's what we do. I mean, if you had any questions about Thomas Brown being the savior and all that shit, yeah, you can pretty much throw them away too. I don't know what to look for. What do you look for in the next game or two? I'll give them credit. They didn't quit. That's one thing I will say about the Viking game. I don't feel like the team quit. Were they outmanned? Yes. Is that an indictment on the GM? Probably. But I also think schematically and injury-wise, you're kind of been over a barrel. They've never gotten the 3 technique right. Similarly, they've never got the center right. We're how many years into this? We haven't had a center since Kreutz. That's been a while. That's been a long while. You haven't had a 3 technique worth a damn since Tommy Harris. And everybody wants the Tommy Harris guy. Tommy Harris. Dude, those guys don't come along every year. They don't. I mean, all you gotta do is look at the dude from the Rams that just retired. Those guys don't come along every year. And we were 1 pick away from him. It was not meant to be. So we don't get nice things. I guess watch for some youth to be served. I'd like to see Scott get brought up to the active roster and play. There's no reason for him not to. I do like the use of DJ as a Deebo Samuel type. I do think that's something that could work out for him long term. I don't know about his health on that, but I think it could be productive for him. And with the current state of offense that the Bears have, shit, I'm all for it. Everybody's like, well, Keenan Allen wants to come back. Of course he does. I don't think any other team wants him. I'm being honest there. I think he's done, man. I thought he was done earlier in the season. He's getting catches in volume, but he's also getting drops in volume too. He's not getting separation. I don't know. Caleb locks onto him pretty good, though, so that makes me wonder what his thoughts are on it. I don't know what you do at head coach still. Everybody's looking at the OC from Detroit, and I just keep in mind that it's not the OC that makes that team run. He does good work. Ben Johnson does good work. But it's Dan Campbell that makes that team go. It's that simple. It starts with Dan Campbell. And if you can't get that head coach right, you can hire 1,000 offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators. If you don't get that right, or you can change the attitude and instill a fight and a confidence, ergo almost arrogance, I would call it arrogance at times, that we're going to do whatever it takes to win and we don't care. And when we make good plays, we're going to celebrate them. And when we don't make good plays, you're going to be punished for it. That's something the Bears haven't had in a while. A long while. Probably not since Ditka. And I think Lovey was a player's coach, but I don't know. that overall killer instinct that Dan Campbell's aura has, it rubs off on his players, and they fucking respond to it. And that's what Chicago needs. Chicago needs to hire an asshole. They don't need a yes man. They don't need a fucking hot fucking coordinator. No, they don't need that. Give me an asshole that wants to win and will fight tooth and nail with his guys to get it. That's why I believe Mike Vrabel's the guy, if you ask me. I don't know that that's possible, but Vrabel's kind of a dick. But he's in the trenches with his guys, and he fights with his guys, so who knows? Like, comment, subscribe down below. If you made it this far in the season and you're still watching, thank you. I'd love to spin more positive things, but there's just not a whole lot of positivity out there. Bear down. Have a great day.